I never thought I'd see the day where Tottenham win a major trophy. 17 years in the making since 2008. The Spurs have not won a major trophy, and that finally has changed today. I have to give credit to Tottenham. As an Arsenal fan, this kills me, especially because it's another year of us not winning anything, and in one of your rivals' worst seasons, they still get a trophy. It sucks, but I have to give them credit. They were the better team today by far. I thought that they overall looked more up for it, and they just looked more clinical with the small amount of chances that they had. And I'm happy for Son, happy for him. I'm happy for Ange because I do like him as a manager. On a human level, I am happy for Spurs fans, but obviously on a football level, no, I am not happy. I'm not. But you have to give credit where credit is due. I'm never the person that is going to run away from giving that credit to rivals. And again, Spurs deserved it today. They were the better team by far. And again, they won it fair and square, and they deserve to celebrate tonight. There really isn't much to talk about with this game in itself. I thought that Spurs did a good job early at attacking Shaw, especially with the long ball. That was really kind of giving United some fits, and it was a lot of crossing for both teams. But eventually, right before halftime, Spurs with a great cross ends up getting the ball to Brennan Johnson, and he then kicks the ball, but the ball goes off of Luke Shaw. And I think they are now calling it a own goal, but still, it was to Johnson, and he's the one that got it in there. I thought Onana could have maybe done a little bit more there, but at the same time, it was just a weird play. It was so close to the net where there really wasn't a ton of time to actually react. But still, Spurs got it right before halftime, and that one felt huge just because, again, with these finals, I talked about this with the FA Cup video. When you go up 1-0, I mean, that might be the game. That might be the game because teams just end up sitting back so much. And that only aided Spurs today because of how lackluster the attack is for Man United, which we will get into. But, once they went up 1-0, Spurs had a couple chances here and there. Solanke could have had a big one, but he ended up fumbling that. And again, there were some other chances here and there, but nothing major today other than really that only goal that we had, again, right before halftime. I thought Spurs keeper did a really good job today. He was all over it. Again, not that United had a ton of chances, but there were some chances specifically down the stretch where things got a little rocky, and he, again, just saved it. I mean, he even got bailed out by he tried deflecting the ball, and Højlund actually headed the ball in. It looked like it was going right in. I was like, oh my God, United's going to score. But what a save by the defender for Spurs. I don't know how he got back there and deflected the ball out. Like, it was just great awareness. I just don't know how he did it. But hey, Spurs, they held on, they dug deep, and it just felt like by the time United was making subs around, I would say that's 65th, 70th minute, the subs didn't really even scare me. They really didn't do much for me. They put Xerxes on, they put Garnacho on. I'm forgetting another one there, but it was just nothing that really made me fear United, which obviously why would you fear that squad? But still, it just Spurs ended up digging deep, and again, they rightfully won this game. They just wanted it more, and I thought that their team looked a little just quicker, a little bit more clinical with the ball, and again, the defending was really good down the stretch. United's attack is just awful, and I'm not going to kill them about it because we've known this all year. This is nothing new. But at the same time, my God, it really is just so bad. It's lackluster. I didn't think Fernandes had a great game today. I mean, he did have a chance here or there, but still, he didn't do great. Ahmed, he did okay. There was, again, some chances created, but nothing really there. But other than that, it really was just cross, hope for the best and hope for someone to make a mistake. And in my opinion, you just cannot play the sport of football like that and expect to win. Again, it almost reminded me a lot of what City was doing on Saturday, though obviously City has way better attackers, even on a down year compared to Manchester United right now. But it just was just bad. And I know that the manager for United is still trying to get his, he's going to have to get his players in. He had a little bit of time, or I don't even know if he really had time to do it in January, but in the summer, that's for sure his plans. But man, like, I just wonder if he could have changed his tactics just a little bit earlier in this game, because it just felt like whatever they were doing for the first 60 to 65 minutes of the game, it just wasn't working. It wasn't working. And again, I know you don't have a lot of talent out there. There's really not much to work with that attack for United, but it just was bad. It was just bad. So it was just a rough game for United. Again, it was at times boring. It was almost boring. And again, I was still appreciating the game, but there was just no real threat. Again, other than the occasional chances here and there was just no real threat, and no player specifically on United that looked like they were really taking the game over. There just was none of that, and I think that again really aided into what Spurs were trying to do. Just because, again, if you're going to sit back after going up 1-0 and you're playing against one of the worst attacks, at least in the Premier League, it's only going to aid you. So it was, again, helping Spurs out, and it's just United need to make some changes there in the summer, which I think they will. But man, I am very happy I won't have to watch much more of this squad this year, because they just suck. They are so bad. And like I said earlier in the video, I'm happy for Ange. He said it, in his second year he wins a trophy, and he did. So I'm happy for him. I think 100% he will he will be coming back to Spurs. I know there were some rumors at times, if he didn't get a trophy with Europa, how would things go? Because again, his league play has been terrible as well. But he has at least gotten them to this point, and of course they now win the trophy. So I think he'll 100% be coming back. We'll see what the board wants to do, and just how much backing I guess they give him next year, and how much leadway does this give even with the fan base, because how many guys can say that they've won a trophy with Spurs in the last 20 years? Not many, obviously. So he's going to be able to say that. That's something he's going to be able to say. He's going to be the one that said, hey, I ended the drought for Spurs. I ended the drought for Tottenham. I did it in my second year like I said I would, and I just respect him for that, because he actually got it done. He actually believed what he was saying, and it worked. So I have to give Ange a ton of credit. Even if it hasn't been the best year league-wise, I have to give him a ton of credit. And again, I'm also happy for Son. It's funny how this thing works out. Harry Kane leaves, and he goes to Bayern, and they win the Bundesliga this year. And then obviously Son was hurt the last month, I would say. He's been dealing with, I think it was something with his foot, something on the right foot. But still, he ends up getting to play today for about, I think, probably 25, 30 minutes. Didn't make a ton of impact, but still, he's been with the club for 10 years, and he gets to get a trophy. It's just funny how these things work out. Kane leaves, he gets one, and then Spurs win. It's just stuff that you don't really think is going to happen, and it does. So it's just one of those weird little things. But yeah, happy for Son. He's one of the few people that I actually like for Spurs. And again, he's been loyal to the club. How could you really hate on that? This is also huge for Tottenham, just because, again, they're now going to get Champions League. This is big. You get more money to spend in the summer. You now get to compete with the big boys. Do I think they will really be able to handle themselves? I don't know, but with how the Champions League works now, with the new format, anything really can happen. I mean, we saw this with City getting knocked out before even going to the round of 16, and we've seen other teams really struggle at times. Again, even earlier in the year, Newcastle. I mean, they didn't even get to that point. So things can happen. Again, this is still a positive for Spurs. There's no way you can hate on them getting Champions League, and again, it's more money for the summer as well. So you have to give them credit for that as well. And last, this is the year of the underdog for English football. Newcastle, they win the Carabao Cup. No one thought Liverpool were winning the league this year. They win the league. Palace win the FA Cup. And now Spurs win the Europa League. What the hell? It's just one of those things where it was the year again of the underdog. Just people not giving these specific teams respect, or just thinking they weren't going to really have a chance, and they proved them wrong. And I'm happy for those fan bases, other than, of course, other than Spurs. But still, it's definitely been interesting this year. It's been a lot of parity, specifically between the middle of the Premier League. I feel like there's just been so many good teams. Villa, Forest, Fulham. Chelsea's been okay this year. There's just been teams that have really done a lot more than I expected this year. So again, it's been the year of the underdog. No one was expecting this, and it at least made things a little bit more interesting. That's all I got for you guys on this one. Just wanted to get a little recap out there. did not think I was going to be making a video about Spurs winning a freaking trophy, but hey, the first one in 17 years since 2008 that's considered a major trophy. I have to talk about it, even if it kills me as an Arsenal fan. But again, congrats to Spurs. Enjoy your night. Enjoy this. I'm not going to want to think about this anymore. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys on this one. If you liked the video, feel free to give it a like. If you like my content, feel free to subscribe. And if you have any thoughts down below on the match or Spurs in general, drop them down below in the comments. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace, guys.